BMC election is just within a week and all political parties are gearing up for it. In fact, this time the political equations are totally different, and this is like after 8 years the BMC elections will be held in Mumbai. Things have changed on ground, political equations have changed. A party that was born here in Mumbai, Shiv Sena, is split into two, and Shiv Sena UBT, headed by Aaditya Thackeray, has now tied up with once estranged but now beloved cousin Raj Thackeray's MNS. On the other hand, the ruling Mahayuti is fresh out of the success of the council polls, so they are looking like a formidable challenge. So how is Shiv Sena UBT going to tackle that challenge? What is their plan for Mumbai? To talk all about that, I am joined with Aaditya Thackeray, who's the MLA of Shiv Sena UBT and also been given the responsibility to take Shiv Sena to power in Mumbai. Thank you, Aaditya, for joining us.
Thank you. I think one of the things you just said, the responsibility to take Shiv Sena to power, that belongs to the people. And they will definitely take us to power is what my firm belief is.
But after the assembly polls, especially, it looks like, this BMC election is going to be a do or die for you. Even the Thackray family has reunited before the elections. So do you think there is any existential crisis for your party at the moment?
Look, as a party or as an election, every election is do or die, right? And every election in a free and fair democracy is for you to win or lose. And it also depends on what the people vote for. What is very important today is this is a do or die Mumbai moment. For Mumbaikars, this is a do or die moment because what we are seeing today, or the onslaught that we are facing from the BJP and its allies, forced allies, if I may say so, because of the ED, IT, CBI cases, is the kind of loot we see. In the history of independent India, this is probably the most corrupt government that we are seeing today in our state. Every little stone that can be unturned for corruption, they're doing that. And that is the bigger issue. Of course, as Maharashtrians, we are facing the brunt of BJP on our heads. As Maharashtra, we're facing the brunt of BJP on our heads. The BJP has consistently been anti-Maharashtra. And we're seeing that. But in terms of alliances, when you say, is it a do or die moment? Desperation is not seen in two brothers coming together. Okay. Desperation is seen in BJP and Congress coming together, or the BJP and MIM coming together.
That happened in the
freshest alliances right now, freshest.
Yes. But, your party, like the Alliance, is talking about the Marathi Manus topic. And it is something like we've seen in the 1950s post-independence when Sanyukta Maharashtra movement was formed. Even at that time, there was an intense fight to save Mumbai from going to Gujarat. Somewhere you're also talking on the same lines. Why do you think that there is a threat to Mumbai? Like when you say Mumbai will lose to Gujarat, what do you exactly mean by that?
Primarily this election, if you see our campaign also, is about the work we have done in the past and what we are going to do for the city again in the future. In terms of Marathi, non-Marathi, or Hindu-Muslim, or any other issue that, are ideological issues, these are largely propped up by the BJP to polarize votes and to sort of try to win in that polarization. In terms of the threat the Marathi Manus faces, of course, look at the 10 years of the BJP in Maharashtra. Big industries sent away to Gujarat. Bullet train, Maharashtra invests more, Gujarat gets more stations. The Adanification of Dharavi and 1600 acres of Mumbai. Why? Without paying taxes, without paying premiums, without giving rightful homes to people who live there. Why is all this happening? Because the BJP goes with the ideology that they want Mumbai to be belonging to Gujarat, not to Maharashtra. Maharashtra and Mumbai came together after the Sanyukta Maharashtra movement. It wasn't given to Maharashtra. We had to fight for our capital. We had to fight for Mumbai, right? It's come to a similar point. And the only difference is what we are speaking is real. As against what the BJP speaks, Hindu खतरे में है. अगर 12 साल आपकी सरकार केंद्र में है, मजबूत सरकार है, और हिंदू खतरे में है, तो आपका क्या फायदा है वहाँ?
So you think Mumbai खतरे में है?
Mumbai खतरे में है because of the BJP.
Right. And even in terms of Mumbai and Marathi Manus particularly, when you say they are under threat, can you give some examples? Why do you think this should even be an issue at this point of time?
Let me start off with something very symbolic and let me get you to something very practical. In terms of being symbolic, we were making an auditorium and a museum of Marathi theatre at Marine Drive. The local BJP MLA had an issue with Marathi, and right after our government toppled, Mr. Lodha or whoever his friends may be went to the chief minister apparently, and the work has stopped. The BJP stopped that work. That was a symbolic thing, a symbolic gesture of Marathi Theatre Museum coming at Marine Drive. Likewise, we are doing a Marathi Bhasha Bhavan at Marine Drive. Very important practically to connect Marathi in Maharashtra to the world, to all the Marathi people around the world who have diaspora living across the world. That work has been stopped by the BJP government. And then coming down to the practicality of it, if you look at the practicality bit of it, in the last 2 years, 3 years, Marathis have been refused homes in housing societies because either they are Marathi or because they eat non-vegetarian food as per their culture, or have been told in shops saying, nahi, tumhe hamari bhasha bolni padegi. Kyun? Nahi, abhi BJP ki sarkar hai. Seeing this in our own city, in our own capital city of our own state, we are not doing this in any other state. Why should we face this? And again, like I said, there are also many people who are non-Maharashtrians but love this city. They are also seeing the kind of corruption the BJP has brought in as an intrinsic culture into a city. Yesterday we saw someone dancing vulgarly on a BJP campaign stage.
In Kandivali.
In Kandivali. This was never the culture of Maharashtra. Why are you imposing your culture onto our culture? This was never the culture of Maharashtra. And vulgar dances on political stages. Why?
But then over the years, like from the 1960s...
And that vulgar dance didn't just happen on a random stage. It happened on a stage where you have an idol of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, where you have an idol of Mahamana Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, and a political background. Is this how you woo voters in our state?
But then talking about those voters, like what I was getting at, since 1960s, when your grandfather started off this Shiv Sena on the Marathi Manus plan, Mumbai has changed considerably, especially in the last 20, 30 years. There are a lot of, non-Marathis who have come in.
Absolutely.
And, to give just an estimate, the Hindi-speaking population is also somewhere post 25%.
And they live happily here. They come following their dreams. This is what exactly we're saying. When the BJP says we polarize on Marathi and non-Marathi, our topic is about having equal rights and equal voice and equal freedoms for Marathi as well as anyone else who comes here.
So how do we approach them?
For the last 50 years, my grandfather, who has also raised the issue of Hindutva and Bhumiputras and civic issues, has influenced the city in a very, very major way. For the last 25 years, the BMC being with us, we have influenced the city through our work in a very, very important way. And not despite, but because we have remained in the city and ensured that the city's culture remains as open to the world as possible, as open to entrepreneurs, to people who have dreams, big dreams, small dreams, dreams of having a job, dreams of starting their own business, to the world. We have kept the city open. Compare this city of Mumbai being with us and we serving the city for the last 50 years through my grandfather, through my father, through me, through all our colleagues, to any other city that the BJP has ruled across India. This city has grown because of our presence. When we speak of any 5-star hotel, when we speak of any shopping mall, when we speak of any educational institute or hospital, the Bhumiputras, largely Marathi Manus, has got a job there because we enabled the jobs for them. We trained those people to be the best in the world, and we ensured that there was no nonsense happening in the business or entrepreneurship aspect of Maharashtra. Maharashtra moved ahead because we were here. And if you see what is happening in the past 3 years, typically in the rule of the BJP that wants to promote anything else, non-Marathi or business or is right-wing, is capitalist, blah, 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 is whatever they claim, businesses have moved out as a huge exodus, not one by one. There's a huge exodus of businesses from Maharashtra, either forced to Gujarat, or then slipping away to Tamil Nadu, to Karnataka, to Andhra Pradesh, or to Telangana. Because they're finding better quality of life there, because they're finding safety and security there, law and order there, because they're finding quality of life there. This is the difference between a BJP governed state and a Shiv Sena UBT governed state.
But then do you think this emotive issue will reach out to the people, and especially what is your message to the Gujaratis and the non-Marathi Hindi-speaking population, and also the other South Indian languages-speaking population in Mumbai? What is your
I think they have all seen how we govern. When we govern or when we administer or when we serve the people through government, be it BMC or be it through the government of Maharashtra. 2.5 years of our government in Maharashtra, we saw COVID help reach out to everyone. Millions of lives were saved here in Maharashtra without seeing identity of their caste, creed, language, religion, region, gender, anything. We saw them purely as citizens of Maharashtra. There was no discrimination, and we served everyone, be it gutter water meter or be it saving lives in the times of COVID. Unlike what happened in Uttar Pradesh. In fact, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar that were NDA ruled then refused to even take migrant labor who were living here back in their own states. We looked after them. And in fact, if you remember, Uddhav Sahib also came on TV through Facebook Live and spoke in Hindi with the migrant labor, saying, "Aap hamare ho, hamare desh ke ho, hamare rajya ke ho." So the discrimination doesn't come from us. We are fighting to save our own identity, our own asmita, our own existence here. And we are coexisting with everyone for the last 50, 60 years, politically and socially. The discrimination comes in when the BJP starts identifying you on food, on what you wear, on your caste, on your language, on your religion, on your creed, on your region. That is where discrimination comes in. You cannot discriminate when you're in ministry. Yes, you can do some good for some community, but you cannot discriminate against any other community.
Right. Speaking about these communities, especially I want to bring your attention to the minority community. In Lok Sabha and Assembly elections, we have seen that the minority community, be it Muslims or Dalits, they have overwhelmingly voted for Shiv Sena UBT. Be it, your Uddhav Thackeray's Sabhas in the minority areas. You have seen that there was an acceptance towards Uddhav Thackeray. Congress claims that is because Congress was with you in Assembly and Lok Sabha. Now they are fighting separately. They are solo and Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi is with them. Do you think there will be some dent to your minority votes?
No, good luck to the Congress if they feel so. I mean, I wish them well. But they have allied with the BJP today. So I guess the votes will be transferred to the BJP also. Two, in terms of minority, when you speak of minorities, of course, you have Muslims, you have Jains, you have Buddhists, you have Sikhs, you have Christians, you have Parsis. Again, in terms of all of these, right? For us, they're all citizens of India. For us, we belong to them, they belong to us. There is no discrimination whatsoever in the past 25 years or in the next 25 years in giving everyone clean water, better roads, open spaces, clean air, better BST. There will be no discrimination like the BJP does. And when it comes to Muslims also, the BJP today has allied with MIM. I've always said this, that the MIM and BJP act as each other's B team, speak against each other in the elections, polarize the votes, benefit out of it, and fool the common man. The problem is, the BJP that speaks about Hindutva today, the BJP itself has inducted the prime accused of the Palghar Sadhu murder case into their party for selfish reasons. They hate Indian Muslims, the BJP, but they will go and support and play with the Bangladesh cricket team, where the BJP itself tells us that the Hindus are facing atrocities. The BJP hates Indian Muslims, but they will go and cut Nawaz Sharif's cake and eat his biryani. They hate Indian Muslims, but they will go and pray at Jinnah's qabr. They hate Indian Muslims, but they will go and hug rich, Muslims from the Middle East who invest in Adani group of companies. So where does the BJP stand on Hindutva? Why only hatred for Indian Muslims and, this hypocrisy and discrimination between rich and poor? The other side, if you see, in terms of the Parsis also, or the Christians, or the Sikhs, or the Jains or the Buddhists, they've all seen, when we speak of minority, because I'm not classifying only one as minority, they've all seen the loot and the plunder of our cities by the BJP today. Not even traders are left from this loot and plunder. Haftabazi goes on. Shop and Establishment Act licenses, Haftabazi goes on. In the Dagina Bazaar, where you have Jain traders, for 200 years, these traders have existed around Mumbai Devi. The local BJP MLA wants to take over all of those shops and make a corridor out there. Why? Whenever something happens in Punjab or even farmers' protests, why are these farmers or anything in Punjab called extremists by the BJP? So somewhere they have to think about this, and they will think about this. The Christians have seen attacks on carol singing this time by the BJP and their folks. Why?
So you think they will still vote?
After doing this, the BJP has the audacity to go and induct the prime accused in the Sadhu Hatyakand.
But, speaking about these different problems, for the last 25 years, your party was in power in Mumbai. But we still had problems like potholes, flooding, stormwater drains, and multiple problems persisted. Even then, despite your rules.
Ideology की बात करनी है, तो we can also say 12 साल से मोदी साहब PM है, तो भी आज हिंदू खतरे में. अच्छे दिन आने वाले थे. $1 एक होने वाला था, आज 90 पे गया. But we don't say this. What we have done is we have owned all the work that we have done, and we also own the accountability for the work that may not have been fully complete.
Right.
And that is
so you accept.
And that is out there for the people to judge and to see, because we've put it on hoardings. right? As against, the BJP has put two faces in the hoardings, the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister.
Yeah.
I want to ask the BJP, what is the contribution of both of these people to Maharashtra, apart from being anti-Maharashtra?
Why do you say that?
Look at the way the International Financial Services Center that was given by Manmohan Singh ji to Mumbai was taken to Gujarat. Look at the way Vedanta Foxconn, Bulk Drug Park, Medical Device Park, Airbus Tata, so many renewable energy, equipment energy, all of them were taken to Gujarat. There was thousands of people, lakhs of people who come every year from across the country seeking a job in Maharashtra. Wouldn't they have gotten a job here? Why take it to Gujarat?
But the BJP and the Mahayuti say
For the BJP, it is only and only Gujarat. In fact, the funny part is, look at when we speak of administration, they have made a 800 crore ropeway in Varanasi that got stuck yesterday.
Yeah.
Which ropeway is 800 crores?
True. But they say that, in Mumbai, we have come up with development like the coastal road or Atal Setu, Navi Mumbai Airport. We believe in development, whereas the opposition, that is Shiv Sena, UBT, just, talk about...
So let me show you pictures of Atal Setu. Let me show you pictures of Coastal Road. Let me show you pictures of Goregaon-Mulund Link Road. Let me show you pictures of STP. Let me show you pictures of everything that we have done. And show me one photo of Mr. Fadnavis or any other BJP leader there. In fact, the BJP had boycotted the Bhumi Pujan of the Coastal Road because we did it at the hands of Shri Aaditya Thackeray ji. And that is because it is ours and ours only. We did the work. The only thing that the BJP has been able to do is cut the ribbons of all of these works because by their good luck, they were in power and they toppled our government by cheating and by corruption when the Coastal Road got over.
Including the BDT chawl.
Of course,
say that
the BDT chawl, yes. Mr. Fadnavis had gone and Naril Fodne ka kaam kiya tha. 2016 to 2021, nothing happened. 2019, when we got into government, we started redesigning BDT chawls. And 21 to 2025, the BDT chawls work has happened. And you see the work happening today. The funny part is, the trio, the selfish trio, Mr. Fadnavis, Minde and Dada went there to claim credit. Every single family in BDT who's got a key has thanked Mr. Uddhav Thackeray for the work.
Right. But we have also seen that since Mumbai is changing, there are a lot of young working class people who are coming into the city, and they are looking at metros, they are looking at faster road connectivity, and somewhere they feel that this is all done by the BJP, and BJP also understands somewhere that this is something that they want to showcase. What about your party? How would you convince them?
The first thing is, I think anyone who's a true Mumbaikar and anyone who's come into Mumbai for the past 3-4 years has also seen the real shambles that we are as a city. The Gokhale Bridge, it was the BJP's insistence on breaking it down, despite 2 reports of the BMC and technical audits saying you don't need only repairs, audits, right? They broke it down only to give their favorite contractor some work, and now you saw how the work was delayed, mismanaged. There was a de-alignment of 6 feet in 2 bridges. That kind of corruption the BJP is involved in. Even in Metro, each station of Metro 3 has seen a minimum escalation of 200%. That is the corruption. 3, not for a single day during our time was the Metro work stopped. 4, Metro Line 2 was inaugurated by us. So nowhere has the work stopped. In fact, all successive governments have gone ahead with the work. And the first Metro was actually given by Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan. They've only taken off with the ideas. They had the cooperation with us. So
moving on to your alliance with MNS. MNS, in fact, in the last few years, they have changed their stance, sometimes siding with the opposition, sometimes siding with the ruling party. Does that create any trust issues for you now that you are gone with the MNS?
See, with the MNS, there are 2 aspects to it. One is the political aspect to it, which had been slightly different for the past 20 years. And being 2 political parties, of course, the ideologies will be similar, dissimilar. It will keep happening because it's finally 2 different political parties, just like we were with the Congress or with the BJP. The BJP has done the same. At a certain point, they were with us. They were with the PDP. They were in alliance with Chandrababu Naidu. Then they got out of it. They were alliance with Nitish Kumar. They were out of it. Both have abused and accused each other. Sab hoke abhi Kendra Sarkar ke liye saath milke baithe hai. But with the MNS, is also a family matter. And the family bonding is real. And we see over the past 3-4 months that we have come together. A certain vacuum that remained in our life of having that kind of a family bonding has been filled. And I think that is the most beautiful part. The other thing is, we see the 2 brothers who are artists at heart, who have an aesthetic sense, who have a strong, no-nonsense approach, coming together for the city for Maharashtra is also very good.
But they also approached you in 2017 when they said that they will, you should.
The thing
what
is,
happened then?
I'll tell you what, the thing is now 2017, 2014, 2015, these are all things of the past.
Yeah.
These are all bygone things. We always, unlike the BJP that loves getting stuck in the past, we need to look at the future.
Yeah.
The BJP fights over the past. We need to fight for the future. I think that is important.
But talking about the future, since the Shiv Sena split.
I'll tell you, for example, one of the things which, again, both the brothers agree on, as in Uddhav Sahab and Raj Sahab, is basically something like as basic as the identity of the BST bus has to be the real BST bus that is red and affordable for the common Mumbaikar. There has to be an aesthetic sense to our streets. There has to be a facade or an aesthetic facade to our buildings.
Yeah.
There has to be a feeling, a character to a city.
Yeah.
Which the BJP has completely snatched away from us.
Yeah, so in your manifesto, you have written this point, and I was going to ask you, what do you mean by you will bring back the character of Mumbai? What exactly? Can you expand that?
One is, of course, the social fabric of the city always being torn apart by the BJP. Hindu, Muslim, Marathi, non-Marathi, language, creed, whatever. And every time they lose, they try to do this. But the other, I think, very important thing is when you design streets, when you design footpaths, when you design traffic islands, when you design a building, there has to be an aesthetic character too. Why do we love cities like London, Paris, New York, Frisco? It is because you have a certain identity to it. There is a certain sense of an artistic character to it. Look at Mumbai, the way it is now moving forward, right? The way BKC is, there is a certain identity to it.
Yeah.
You have Art Deco, which the BJP wants to convert into tall buildings again. Marine Drive is Art Deco.
Yeah.
Go to the interiors of town, you'll find Gothic structures, Victorian structures, a certain Mallard stone being used. The identity must remain. A street must look in a certain beautiful manner. Not saying it has to be a very, planned city, because cities are not planned today. Cities are always, no city can be really fully planned. There were a couple of cities like Chandigarh that has been successful, but the ideology of building cities today, this is always the melting pot of ideologies, political thoughts, social ideas, cultural ideas, entrepreneurial ideas. Everything's a mixture.
Yeah.
That noise is the city. But when you do that, when you plan your traffic junctions, there has to be also a technical design to it. There has to be a traffic sense to it. There has to be a pedestrian sense to it. A pedestrian first policy has to come in. You have to be able to cross at grade, not those ugly foot-over bridges that we see.
You try to bring in the urban tacticalism.
Tactical urbanism, right?
Yeah.
That is there. Safe schools, all of these things is something which need to be discussed, which need to be debated in open forums. Because today what is happening is, yes, we may speak of, we may speak on a Hindutva plank or a Marathi plank or caste plank. All of these ideologies are not going to matter when you as a citizen will not get clean water.
Right.
Indore has a corporator that belongs to the BJP, a mayor that belongs to the BJP, MLA that belongs to the BJP, MP that belongs to the BJP, Chief Minister BJP, Prime Minister BJP. And still, 18 people have died with contaminated water. Same with Gandhinagar. What you need is not ideologies. You need an ideology of practical problem solving, of governance.
A couple of last questions. First, basically, how, since the split, a lot of your ex-corporators have joined the Shinde Sena, and with it, some of your Shakha network has also weakened. How do you plan to kind of capture that lost ground? What are you sensing?
I think along with the cadre, because cadre strength has been important, right? We've been visiting almost all shakhas between Uddhav sir and me, and then now Raj sir and Amit also. We're covering almost 200 shakhas across Mumbai, speaking locally, because everyone's doing door-to-door campaign also, and we don't have time for sabhas and bigger sabhas. I think what is very, very important is, like I said, the difference between the campaigns is we are showing the work we've done and what we will do. The BJP, even as of today, 7th January, hasn't come out with a manifesto. They have no vision for the city. They don't know how to govern a city. And this is my exact point. Finally, the people of Mumbai trust one name, Uddhav Thackeray. They have trusted this name for the last 25 years. They have seen him work tirelessly during COVID and during when he was Chief Minister. He's been accountable, he's been transparent, he's been honest. And that is what we're taking ahead.
And last question from my side. we have seen in the last few months how your family has come together. There are a lot of pictures and, videos of it. Especially, I want to ask you about your relation with Amit Thackeray, your cousin. Beyond politics, what is it between you? Like, is there anything that you share in common, or is there anything that you would like to share with us?
I mean, generally, I'm trying to keep the political interviews away from the little fascination that everyone suddenly, is seen with the family, because there are a lot of questions coming on this. And I think, of course, as a brother, and, me and Amit, me and his wife, Mitali, Kian, his son, Urvashi, who's our sister, and Tejas. So Tejas and Urvashi are the shy kinds in the family. You won't see them very much out there in the public, right? And on political stages or whatever. Tejas accompanies us for some of the political rallies, but otherwise he's generally someone who's into his wildlife. Urvashi's into her world. But I think one thing I've found common in terms of trying to get a chink in the armor for both Tejas and Amit and tease them is they both support Man United, and the performance hasn't been the greatest. With all apologies to all the Man United fans. I love football. I love you. Yeah, as much as I love my brothers.
So this family that has come in together, do you think irrespective of the results, this will stay together? How is it?
Absolutely.
It will.
I think the bonding is really strong, and standing by each other, it's just a very nice feeling.
Well, all the best for the elections. On 16th, we will come to know what exactly happened, and we'll come back to you and
victoriously. Yes.
That was Aaditya Thackeray speaking to us. This is me, Purva Chipne, signing off.